From censored files to clear evidence, this is Redacted Realms.
Vietnam demands China cease using the Haiyang 26 vessel for illegal surveys outside the Gulf of Tonkin. Once again, China has engaged in illegal acts infringing upon maritime sovereignty. It seems China enjoys colliding and provoking other sovereign nations to expand territory or simply demonstrate the power of the strong bullying the weak. While tensions in the South China Sea conflict with the Philippines continue to escalate, with no signs of cooling down, this billion-person country has even begun implementing laws allowing its Coast Guard to detain foreigners, violating entry-exit laws from June 15, detaining them for up to 60 days without trial. Causing outrage among Filipinos, China has recently brazenly targeted Vietnam again. As illegal survey activities in Vietnam. So why does China persistently engage in such irrational actions in the South China Sea? What does China gain from these South China Sea encounters? Let's explore and analyze this issue more deeply with D2T. Our people must know our history, thoroughly understand the origins of Vietnam. As modern Vietnamese citizens, we not only need to understand history, that's past, but at least know what. With our homeland seas and islands and the world in general to respond appropriately, speak up to protect national sovereignty. We are a coastal nation with a coastline over 3,260 kilometers long, with thousands of islands large and small, including the Paracel and Spratly archipelagos. This brings our country many maritime benefits, and we are a member of the 1982 UNCLOS. Vietnam has the right to a 12 nautical mile territorial sea, a 200 nautical mile and a continental shelf extending at least 200. The area of seas and continental shelf where Vietnam enjoys rights over maritime zones and resources under the convention is approximately 1 million square kilometers, 3 times the area of our land territory. That's why Vietnam. For a long time, China has self-authorized law enforcement duties in maritime areas where it illegally claims sovereignty, like the South China. 3 years ago, China unilaterally enacted laws allowing its Coast Guard to fire on foreign vessels in waters China claims sovereignty over. This clearly demonstrates aggressive, belligerent actions that have caused fatalities in multiple, such as ramming ships and using double-barreled water cannons at maximum power aimed directly at fragile, unarmed civilian vessels. Questions about Vietnam. To information about the Chinese Navy's Haiyang 26 vessel conducting illegal surveys in Vietnamese waters, Vietnamese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Phan Thu Hang said, Vietnam is deeply concerned, resolutely opposes, and demands China seize the Haiyang 26 as illegal in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continental shelf. In fact, Vietnam has repeatedly exchanged with China about the incident, demanding strict implementation of the two countries' high-level leadership consensus on better controlling and resolving maritime, maintaining bilateral relations development, contributing positively to peace and stability in the South China. Simultaneously, Vietnam also demands China fully respect Vietnam's sovereignty and jurisdiction, respect international law, comply with UNCLOS 1982 and the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea. International observers warn that tensions are escalating in the South China Sea and predict the situation will worsen. Therefore, recommending parties remain calm, exercise restraint, and unite to find peace. This is not the first time China has eyed and illegally infringed upon our country's seas and islands. Previously, in 2019, China's Haiyang DG-8 vessel group, operating in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continental shelf, violated it by conducting illegal exploration in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continental shelf in the southern. This behavior has increased tensions in the South China Sea, causing deep concern regionally and globally. The South China Sea inherently holds strategic importance and position not only for countries and territories in the region, but also for the Asia-Pacific region and the world. Therefore, domestic and international public opinion immediately strongly condemned this act, demanding China immediately withdraw the vessel group from the waters within Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continental shelf in the southern South China Sea to reduce tension. However, by May 2023, China publicly announced the deployment of 3 maritime beacons at features in the Spratly Islands. As sovereignty, Simultaneously, the survey vessel Haiyang Hongpan, along with Coast Guard and fishing protection vessels, continued to infringe upon our country. China mobilized up to 5 forces participating in this composite tactic with the tasks of surrounding, encroaching, and specifically including militia, Coast Guard, Maritime Patrol, Navy, and Maritime survey vessels. The task assignment among these forces is very scheming, aiming to initially normalize confrontations within the illegal Nine Ash Line. Besides the survey vessel Haiyang Hongpan, China also has 2 other survey vessels, Haiyang Hong 14 and Haiyang Hong 31, determined to still be present and leading around the Sonidal cluster area of Vietnam's Strathly Islands. Why are all of China's oil rig placement actions illegal? Because according to the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, other countries are not permitted to conduct and surveying within Vietnam's exclusive economic. The use of equipment by China's Ocean Geology Survey vessel for exploration and surveying while moving within the exclusive economic zone shows signs of violating the sovereign rights to explore natural resources in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone. At times, the number of escort vessels in this group reached dozens. There are chess pieces on the board in Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continent. To carry out exploration activities, the level of violation becomes increasingly. Indeed, although it has been over 6 years since China caused the incident of deploying the Haiyang Shiyu, infringing upon Vietnam's exclusive economic zone and continental shelf, but in the current context with actual developments in the South China Sea, we need to seriously reconsider this event from a historical perspective, and draw lessons on the struggle to protect maritime sovereignty in the new situation. On May 2, 2014, China brazenly towed the Haiyang Shiyu 981 to a location 17 nautical miles south of Triton Island in Vietnam's Paracel Islands, and 120 nautical miles east of Lý Sơn Island in Quang Ngai Province, Vietnam. That's installation of the oil rig within Vietnam. 6 years ago was not only a probing move to serve the strategy of monopolizing the South China Sea, but very likely a carefully calculated scenario to comprehensively monopolize the South China Sea. This is one of the opening shots of the soft invasion that China had carefully calculated and conspired for a long time, with coordination between the main and auxiliary, attacking the east, provoking the west, flexible and, therefore, protecting maritime sovereignty now does not rely solely on military strength, but needs to combine internal strength with the strength of the era. It is already 2024, though China seems to increasingly act arbitrarily at sea. Because their socio-economic development plan focuses on expanding maritime interests. Therefore, we as ASEAN members must unite closely to protect the sea, not letting China turn it into their home ground. Do you like B2T? Please leave your comments to let B2T know. And don't forget to like and share to update more interesting news. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.
If this file opened your eyes, subscribe and open the next case.